Good evening, friends. Today I'm going to discuss a very important topic, forms of news interviews. And as we all know that for a journalist, taking interview and extracting information from interview is very important. An interview is an art. As journalists, you will face many situations where your interviewee is very smart and you have to collect information, rather extract information from the interviewee. In television news journalism, there are mainly 5 types of news interviews. First is set piece interview. A set piece interview is conducted with the permission of the newsmaker. In this case, the reporter gets enough time to prepare questions and make the necessary arrangement for the interview. A set piece interview may be conducted at the newsmaker's place or maybe from the studio to be telecast live or recorded for a broadcast scheduled later in the day or evening. The trend of set piece interview is growing very fast, and in most of the situation we have seen that it is not only used in news but it is used in different formats as well. In set piece interview, a reporter gets enough time to collect information about the background of the news, background of the newsmaker. When you are starting interview, start with some easy questions because you have to give feeling that the newsmaker is not at enemy's place. The next type of interview is eyewitness. Eyewitness or spot interview. This type of interview is conducted on location from the people present at the time of occurrence of the event. This type of interview demands very speedy identification of those willing and able to talk about the experience of event in which they were witness. But as a journalist, you have to take proper precaution before selecting your eyewitness. These days, everybody wants to come on television screen, and for the sake of coming on television screen, if somebody has stated wrong information or facts, then the responsibility ultimately will lie on the shoulder of the reporter. So as a reporter, you have to check, cross-check information a witness is giving. As a journalist, you have to be very careful when you are selecting the eyewitness. The third type of interview is a very frequently done interview in television journalism known as quickie. The quickie interview, or in this type of interview, both the reporter and newsmaker, they have very little time. They both are hard pressed for the time. This is a hit and run kind of situation where the newsmaker is about to leave and he has just option for 3 or 4 questions, and as you know that in this situation when a number of reporters are present and you have to not only find place where you can place your camera. In this kind of reporting situation, you will find that both reporters and newsmaker is hard pressed for time. Just try to visualize a situation where the union budget, and finance minister has just delivered budget and she is coming out of the parliament building and she is about to sit in her car. The reporter would definitely run towards her to get the first bite on their television channel, and every television channel journalist will run for the bite, and here you have to find your place. Once you got your place, you have to be quick in asking question, otherwise there are many journalists who are raising question. Here in quickie interview, the familiarity with the journalist also plays very important role. Suppose Nirmala Sitharaman knows you, then in that case she might respond to your question rather than somebody else's question. So here the relationship with the newsmaker also plays very important role. So this kind of interview is important for breaking a very important news. The fourth type of interview is group interview. In this type of interview, a reporter is required to interview more than one person at a time. The co-winners of a sports event, the parents of a kidnapped child. So the situation, this kind of interview is based on a situation where there is more than one person involved in a particular event. So reporter collects information from more than one person. Vox pop. Vox pop is a type of interview where we ask one question to many people and we edit the answer of those persons in such a way that there is a flow of information. Vox pop is basically popular opinion on the subject which is of common man's interest, or which is on any issue that a public is. The news interviews that I have discussed today is number 1, set piece interview, number 2, eyewitness or spot interview, number 3, quickie, number 4, group interview, and number 5, vox pop. These are 5 types of news interviews, but depending upon the situation, depending upon the timing and number, this may vary. So thank you very much for watching Bachpan Express. Kindly subscribe to the Bachpan Express YouTube channel. Thank you.